What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today, well, the thing that we expected to happen has gone and happened. Earlier today, I brought you word that both Bellelba and Brycen-Man and Mismagius from Unbroken Bonds had been banned in the standard format. And remember, in the video earlier, I said this was a big deal, and it was a big deal, because we don't see standard format bans. I told you in the video earlier that the last card that got banned in the standard format was Lysander's trump card back in 2015, and the last Pokemon that got banned in the standard format were the Sneasel and Slowking from Neogenesis back in the year 2000, which is a bit ridiculous. So this is genuinely like gigantic news. Now, I'm not going to be going into huge detail like I did in the previous video, and we are going to be covering both these bans in this one video. I will link the videos I made earlier when they were banned in Japan. I'll link them in the description. I went through the history stuff and exactly why I thought they were banned and combos and all of that. In this video, we are focusing on, firstly, we need a video to say that they are now banned outside of Japan to ease any confusion. And secondly, because we have actually been given a bit more information above and beyond what we were told from the Japanese ban. Now, we kind of knew this was coming, because remember, we were due an update on July the 16th, but it made more sense to do it yesterday, the Thursday before pre-releases start. It seems like they did literally just hold out so Japan can announce the bans first, which they tend to do, even to the point they've literally put in the announcement, these card bans were issued in Japan recently in an effort to maintain a more global standard format experience. TPCI, the Pokémon Company International, has also banned these cards. So what they're basically saying is, look, they were banned in Japan, we want to follow along, now we're going to go ahead and do so. And this is interesting because they are standard format bans. Now remember, Mismagius has been banned and expanded for a while now. That ban came down like 9 months ago or something. Bellelba Brycen-Man isn't banned and expanded, it is only banned in standard, which makes it the only card that falls under that description. And now we've got the ban in English, we can confirm these are only standard format bans. The announcement even says no changes have been made to the banned card list for the expanded format. Now these bans are effective as of the 28th of August. That is basically the rotation day, / the day that Darkness Ablaze becomes legal for tournament play. So you've got the rotation, Darkness Ablaze comes in, and these bans come in as well. That makes perfect sense. For anyone that's wondering, the next announcement will be the 23rd of October, which is the day before pre-releases should be starting for our next expansion. And yes, obviously, the day pre-releases start, that's a Friday, I will be watching with interest, and if anything gets announced, you know I'll bring it to you then. So what about these changes then? We'll start with Bellelba Brycen-Man. Bellelba Brycen-Man is a supporter card that makes both players discard the top 3 cards of their deck. And also, if you discard 3 cards from your hand, both players have to discard bench Pokemon until they've only got 3 remaining. Now, one thing I did not mention in my earlier video, which maybe I should have done, is the fact that Bellelba Brycen-Man is actually, the second part, the bench disruption part, is a phenomenal counter to Eternatus VMAX. Remember, Eternatus VMAX can have up to 8 bench Pokemon and does damage based on the number of Pokemon in play. 30 for each Darkness Pokemon they have. So clearly limiting them to 3 bench Pokemon puts them down to 90 damage, and it's not just putting them down, they can keep benching Pokemon, but it's the fact that they've then got to find another 5 Pokemon to bench, which is really awkward. I didn't mention it in my earlier video because that's a really specific use, and I did not think that was the reason it was banned, but enough people have mentioned it that I thought it was worth putting a note here. Here's what Pokemon have said about the ban for Bellelba Brycen-Man. Control decks and mill decks, strategies that try to discard all the cards from the opponent's deck, remember if you can't draw a card at the beginning of the turn you lose, have a place in the Pokémon TCG, but when they become too powerful, the play environment becomes less enjoyable. Bellelba Brycen-Man has been identified as the card that makes these decks highly effective in tournament play. In an effort to reduce the strength of control decks and mill decks, Bellelba Brycen-Man has been banned. So essentially, it's too good as a control deck, as a mill deck, and we're getting rid of it. And honestly, this does leave the future of mill and control decks looking quite awkward. The best card we've had for these type of decks up till now has been the Auron Guru from Ultra Prism. Lets you shuffle 3 cards from your discard. Well, no, doesn't let you shuffle them. Lets you put them on the bottom of your deck in any order. But that's being rotated. With Bellelba Brycen-Man gone, and the Marip that can put you to sleep gone, it really is a hodgepodge of what we've actually got left. Most of the good control decks just aren't going to be here anymore. We've got stuff like Vikavolt, which can give you item lock, but not actual disruption / milling, which I know some people are going to be quite sad about. We've got some mill cards like Center Scorch, but they are not proving to be good enough. And there is a question: Bellelba Brycen-Man got too good and got banned. Would Center Scorch if it got too good? It's been a long time since we had a really good mill deck in terms of Durant. Maybe Pokemon just doesn't want them anymore. Now, in terms of Mismagius, they've actually identified the upcoming card which has led to this ban. It's Crobat V. Crobat V, remember, has the same ability as Shaman, although it is limited to 1 during your turn, whereas you could play as many Shaman as you could find in 1 turn. Now, remember that these ban lists outside of Japan, the ban lists coincide with the release of a new set. So this is the Darkness Ablaze ban list and rule changes announcement. This is all to do with Darkness Ablaze, and I told you that the ban was going to be coming down today, or the next couple of days, or it was going to be in 3 months' time, October the 23rd as it now turns out, to coincide with the release of the next set. And essentially, they've banned Mismagius because of Crobat V. Now, Mismagius has got that ability that allows you to KO it and draw until you've got 7 cards remaining in your hand. Now, I did run you through the combo earlier, and essentially you've got Duskstone, which allows you to evolve Mismagius the turn you play Misdreavus, even if it's your first turn. And then every time you KO Mismagius, your opponent takes a prize card. But then you play Reset Stamp, which forces your opponent to shuffle their hand into their deck and draw a number of cards equal to their remaining prizes. So if you play 2, 3, 4 Mismagius, your opponent gets 4 free 2 cards in their hand after you've used Mismagius' ability. Now, I did put this in the earlier video, but it does bear repeating. Yes, they could have fixed this problem with Duskstone, just banning Duskstone. But the problem is, if you ban Duskstone, you're hurting the Honchkrow decks, the Chandelure decks, the Aegislash decks, any other Mismagius decks. They can all evolve using Duskstone, and this is a bit much. Magneton has a similar ability that allows you to KO it and search your deck for free supporters. Magneton is not being banned because you cannot evolve it up the turn you play it. And essentially what we're worried about is, well, here's what they've actually said. Hand disruption decks can be similarly unenjoyable to play against when they consistently achieve their goal. With the addition of Crobat V in Sword and Shield Darkness Ablaze, there are some hand disruption combos with Mismagius, Duskstone and Reset Stamp that can be achieved far more consistently on the first or second turn of the game. In an effort to break up these combos, Mismagius has been banned. They are worried about you using Crobat to get Mismagius, and remember, every time you use Mismagius' ability, you are more likely to draw into another Misdreavus and Duskstone to get another ability. The combo really feeds off itself, and being able to use Crobat V to draw until you've got 6 cards in your hand can help you to accelerate it. And that's essentially what Pokemon are worried about. This has not been a combo I've seen overtaking tournaments in Japan lately, but remember the amount of tournaments they've had in Japan, and the size of tournaments have been very, very limited. So I don't have perfect information. I have a decent grasp on the Japanese metagame as far as I can, but it is not the level of information, it's just not there like it has been in the past. And this might be a preemptive thing, or it might be that they've seen stuff that just hasn't been making its way out in the news channels over here. Now, they did put a note on the end. There are no major play Pokemon tournaments using the expanded format in the near future, so no cards will be banned from that format yet. Based on recent results, it's clear that there are some issues with the current expanded format environment, but those problems will be addressed in a future update. Tournament results and community feedback will continue to be analysed to maintain a healthy play environment. In particular, the expanded format will be aggressively monitored because there are so many cards and potential combinations available to use. Or to put it in plain English, expect some more bans in the expanded format, and honestly, expect Bellelba Brycen-Man to be banned and expanded. It's got that cool thing at the moment where it is only banned in standard, and it is the only card that fits that. Don't expect that to hold, ladies and gentlemen. But also don't expect anything announced until the 23rd of October. Don't worry, I'll be waiting here ready for you. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to know what you think about these bans. I want to know if you think that Mismagius could be a problem with Crobat, or whether you think this is a preemptive issue. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.